Carson Aspen, number 5, take one.
Just a couple more. Hi, this is Johnny Carson asking, you have a daughter who's a really good-looking chick. Well, you may be able to change her life and improve your financial status. Because Prince Andrew is looking for a new girlfriend. Just drop a nude photo of your little nymphette in a self-addressed stamped envelope and mail it to Royal Affair, Buckingham Palace, London.
Welcome, fellow digital soldiers, to True Reporting. It is the 6th of November, and on today's podcast, I have two very good articles for you today I find most intriguing. It will be talking about Mr. Jeffrey Epstein. And it says here, we would never kill a story about Bill Clinton or Prince Andrew. ABC executive on Epstein's story. And this is coming from the Epic Times, my friends. Why would they kill the story? Because they are all blackmailed by this man. Again, to reiterate on everything from yesterday's podcast, this is what Jeffrey's job was. His job was to make billions of dollars blackmailing people. You go to the island, you do your job, you leave the island, they have everything on you. That's what they do. That's how he got paid. And something amazing is happening here, guys. Jeffrey Epstein's brother says there were unexplained injuries on the shoulder and wrist. Guys, what took place in that prison, we will find out. This is not some fairy tale. This is actual truth that will come out because it's unfolding at a rapid rate. None of the likes I've seen before. We will also be going over some memes that tied the podcast together. And also tonight, I will be having a live call-in show from 7 to 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I will also be streaming the Trump rally. So guys, it's going to be a blockbuster night. It's going to be a lot of fun. So be sure to spread this video far and wide on all social media. Let's hang out. Let's do some phone calls. Let's get back into it. And let's watch a great rally that'll take place in Louisiana tonight. A lot of voter fraud going on, right? What happened in Kentucky? Very strange. But again, the NSA has it all. They know all. They see all. And I believe that will get brought to the forefront as well. Guys, before we hop into today's podcast, would you please go ahead and welcome my sponsor, Noble Gold. Hey guys, Thomas from True Reporting here. Did you know that gold is up 18%? That's right. It's been like that since the month of June, and we all know why. It's because Trump is relentless against the Federal Reserve. We know that our money is not worth anything unless it's backed by gold. So why not back your 401k or IRA with gold and go to Noble Gold and tell them Thomas sent you from True Reporting. You call this number 1-877-646-5347 and tell them Thomas sent you, and it'll be worth your while. Thanks guys, and enjoy the podcast. All right, guys, it's good to have you aboard. Before we get into today's podcast, would you please go ahead and go to YouTube and subscribe to my backup channel, True Reporting 2.0. All you have to do is go to the search bar, type in True Reporting 2.0, and click subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, would you please go ahead and click the notification bell if you haven't already, so when I post to this channel, you will be the first to know. And finally, guys, would you please go ahead and click that like button. The more likes that this video receives, the more times it is recommended to other viewers, and thus more eyes on the truth. And with that being said, my friends, let's go ahead and hop into it. We've got a lot to get to. This is True Reporting. So again, coming from the Epic Times, we see we would never kill a story about Bill Clinton or Prince Andrew, ABC executive on Epstein's story. And I showed you the actual apologies that they put out yesterday that were actually looked like they were put out by lawyers, documented by lawyers, vetted by lawyers, because it was so insincere that they are hiding one of the most one of the greatest criminals in American history who harmed children. They dropped that story 3 years ago. Imagine how much damage has been done to countless amount of lives by the hands of Mr. Epstein. Unbelievable. They allowed this to happen because they are blackmailed by this man. They would rather take greed. They would rather take greed than save lives. This is why the MSM will crumble. The Mockingbird media cannot withstand this over and over again. We are waking up way too fast. But it says the ABC executives are insisting they didn't kill an explosive story about convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, despite video evidence of Star anchor saying she had the story ready to go. They're delusional, my friends. They still think we're this dumb. Amy Robach spoke with alleged Epstein victim Virginia Roberts in 2015. Robach was captured on video, recorded in August around the time of Epstein's death, and released on November 5th saying, "She told me everything. She had pictures. She had everything. She was hiding it for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. And it was unbelievable what we had. Bill Clinton, we had everything. I tried for 3 years to get this on with no available. And it's like these new revelations. And I freaking had it all," Robach said. She also said that Buckingham Palace put pressure on ABC with fears of an interview with royal couple would be blocked if the story was broadcasted. Who cares about the royal family? They're all freaks. ABC said in a statement that the reporting on the story, the evidence for which Robach said was, in quote, solid, didn't meet its editorial standards. "We have never stopped investigating the story," it said. Chris Vlasto, head of the investigation for ABC News, told NPR that the story wasn't aired because the network couldn't corroborate some details. They make up half the stuff they talk about. They just blatantly lie. This is such a cover-up. It's so obvious, my friends. If you are awake, you should be really pissed about this. This is huge. This is bringing down so many big-time players that have suppressed us and harmed us. They don't like us. They use us for energy or whatever they do. I don't know, but it's extremely negative what they placed on humanity. It says here that we would never run away from something like that, he said. We would never kill a story about Bill Clinton, or we would never kill a story about Prince Andrew. That's what's ridiculous on its face. That's a great story. So if we could do that story, we would have done it. Then release it. Then release it. You have it there. It's still documented. It was filmed. Do it. ABC has still not run the story. I've never been told that it would never run, Stan Pottinger, a representative for Roberts, told The Hollywood Reporter. As far as I know, it's still in the can. As I just said, I didn't even read this far down. I already knew they had it. They have everything documented. As far as I know, they could still run it. So I cannot explain why they have not. He said Roberts' team didn't understand why ABC couldn't run the story. I don't remember any reason not to run this that makes sense to us, either as a matter of editorial policy or as a matter of law, Pottinger stated. Reacting to the leaked video, he added, I don't think it does a great favor for ABC's editorial policy and their business policy. Still, he defended Robach and said his client had a lot of confidence in them and still does. Robach said in a statement about the leaked video that she was caught in a private moment of frustration. Well, when people speak in private, as many of us do, we are very honest, and it was caught on camera. And James O'Keefe said the exact same thing I'm saying to you right now. When we were in private moments, we speak truth, and that's what was taking place, and it was leaked. She says, I was upset that an important interview I had conducted with Virginia Roberts didn't air because we could not obtain sufficient corroborating evidence to meet ABC's editorial standards about her allegations. She said, on the tape, she insisted multiple times that the story had sufficient evidence to run. Both Clinton and Prince Andrew have faced accusations about their links to Epstein. Flight records show Clinton flew on Epstein's infamous private jet, dubbed by some of these people as Lolita Express, dozens of times shortly after leaving office, and according to Roberts, visited Epstein's island in the Caribbean. A portrait of Clinton was found hanging in Epstein's New York mansion, where he was wearing a blue dress. Clinton has denied knowledge of Epstein's crimes and alleged crimes, though he admitted to visiting Epstein at his house in New York and hosting Epstein in Clinton's office in the neighborhood of Harlem. He also denied reports citing flight records that said Clinton traveled without Secret Service members on some of the flights with Epstein. This is all true, by the way. Look it up. It's all true. The flight records are out there. You could just go on Google and type in Epstein Lolita Express flight records, and so many big names pop up, guys. Prince Andrew also spent time with Epstein, allegedly visiting the financier's island. Video footage showed him inside Epstein's New York mansion in 2010. Shortly after Epstein left prison after serving time for a sex offense. And guys, as you saw from the intro video, that even back in the day this was going on, guys. This was going on back then. Johnny Carson was talking about it because he's part of Hollywood. This is well known with these people. This is like what you do day to day. This isn't like some random act of insanity that they put upon themselves. No. This is day-to-day things that they are doing. It's sick. These people are sick. Our president says it. 17 says it. They are stricken with demonic demons around them at all times, and it's infatuated them with sin. It's terrible, guys, and I feel sorry for them. Will they get theirs in the end? Absolutely. But all we can do is pray for these people and pray for the victims. That's all we can do. Let's go on to the next topic of discussion. Jeffrey Epstein's brother says there were unexplained injuries on the shoulder and wrist. More and more coming out, guys. The brother of dead disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein said he had unusual injuries on his wrist and shoulders. Mark Epstein, 65, said there were 2 contusions on both of Jeffrey's wrists, an injury to his left forearm, and muscle hemorrhaging of his left shoulder or deltoid. Those are unexplained. Was he handcuffed and struggled with someone holding his wrists? The marks on his wrists are unexplained, he told Fox News. His comments about his brother's death in August, which the New York City Medical Examiner's Office said was due to suicide by hanging, come after famed pathologist Dr. Michael Baden said there were questions about Epstein's neck injury. Did the injuries happen a week before or at the time of the incident? We have to look at the microscopic slides to see when the injuries occurred. Dr. Baden said of the injuries noted by his brother, according to Fox. The brother requested this information 3 months ago and still has gotten nothing. Mark Epstein also said that he attempted to obtain his brother's file from New York City Medical Examiner's Office in mid-August, but he was told that he has to be processed by the U.S. Department of Justice first. He's family. What are you talking about? This guy's his brother. What do you mean he has to go through all this? I mean, guys, if you've lost anyone, did you have to go through this? Am I just wrong about it? It seems like he wants to get to the end, to the conclusion of why his brother was found dead in a cell when the cameras were off, when the guards were asleep. What took place that day? We will find out, guys. Trust me. You can bet your bottom dollar. It also says here they were playing games, Mark told Fox on Wednesday. He explained, I've done the appropriate request with the justice twice and have heard nothing. The judicial system is so crooked, and we know this as well. I was told someone was looking into it. It just sounds like they're just giving him the runaround, the rigmarole, and that's what it is. I mean, it's sad. Baden said, however, that the unexplained injuries on Epstein's body that were mentioned by his brother might have been caused by July 23rd incident, where he was discovered in a fetal position with marks around his neck at the Manhattan Correctional Center. Could be. He was put on suicide watch for a short period of time before being taken off of it before his death. Now, guys, let me say something. It seems like these people want this information out. It seems like Amy Robach was interested in getting this out. It sounds like she really is like a straightforward newscaster. I could be wrong, but if she really wants to expose Clinton and she wants to expose Prince Andrew, it seems like that's real news. But the CEOs of these companies won't allow it, and the palace wouldn't allow it. Remember, they had threats coming from every direction saying that, hey, you say this about one of our children, Prince Andrew, one of the Queen's sons, then, you're going to have problems. People are going to go missing. We're going to sue the hell out of you. I mean, who knows what level of extremism that the palace would go to not get this mainstream. And then we see Mark Epstein, Jeff's brother. I mean, it seems like this guy is going to Fox News. He's going to these places. The pathologist is there trying to get this information out there. Why isn't it getting out there? The information's there. We just are seeing just blatant corruption within the media, within the judicial system, and all this is going to change, guys, because their ratings are plummeting. We have a lot of judges that are being passed by President Trump. We're going to see a change in this, guys. We just have to wait for this to crumble down and then rebuild. This is what we're waiting on, everyone, and it's happening. We just have to be patient. Let's go ahead and hop into some memes real quick to round up the podcast. All right, guys, so we see here, is it just me, or does it seem like this Epstein Amy Robach story should be the lead story on every newscast today? Above all the impeachment stories, above the cartel shooting in Mexico, above everything. Now ask yourself this, why isn't it not on Fox, CBS, NBC, or CNN? It's all a cover-up. And we see here Covfefe, a horse named Covfefe won a Breeders' Cup event at the Santa Anita today, named after President Trump's famous tweet, She has now won 6 of her first 8 races. Great. But how do you know it was a mistweet? Maybe something with deep meaning. That's what POTUS replied to this. He's literally telling everybody his tweets are coded messages and that they still don't believe that just to look up Q post 244 Benjamin Hurrah. The deep meaning, of course, of Covfefe, it's Babylonian, deep in meaning, and it means in the end, we win. And here you can see this tweet right here from Mitch Rochel. He says, hashtag Covfefe. This was the name of the horse that won on 11-4. And it says, great. But how do you know it was a mistweet? Maybe something with deep meaning. And it means in the end, we all win. It just proves that we should be looking into every one of his tweets, that there are codes there, that the misspellings and so on and so forth are actually for us. We're not crazy. This is real. This is how military people talk. They talk in code. We see the elites doing it all the time with their tweets back and forth. The signaling. Remember we had Peter Strzok on the stand and he turned and he had Kate on his Diet Coke bottle? That's all of this stuff is all coding. This is how these people communicate. And it says here, less than 10, this is the post 244. Less than 10 can confirm me. Do it, Q. Coincidence? Twitter retweet? Coincidence? Twitter keywords? Coincidence? Pics? Coincidence? It's meant only for you. God bless. Covfefe, according to Diane Marshall, it says it is pronounced Cov-Fee-Fe, is an endevilium term and it means in the end we win. It was commonly used by the sons of Adam to rail against the evil actions. Just listen to the synchronicities in this. It was commonly used by the sons of Adam to rail against evil actions of the fallen who had led man astray. These politicians, these CEOs, these presidents, government has led this country astray. They've led us away from God into darkness. The term gained popularity prior to the Great Deluge and was rarely used after the flood subsided. It regained favor around the time Nimrod was building his tower, after which it was entirely lost in translation at Babel. Despite the constant negative press, it says here that Covfefe, Donald Trump, despite the constant negative press, just think of what it means. In the end, we win. And as you can see here, guys, the lion, the mighty lion, looking up at the cross, God wins, and that is absolutely true. Coming from educated liberals, please follow this young man on Twitter. From ABC, they fired Roseanne for a tweet. They shamelessly crucified Kavanaugh. They aired a fake Syrian bombing. They pushed the Russia hoax for years, peddled the fake Smollett hate crime, and humiliated Nick Sandman. But information about the world's most prolific pedo wasn't worth sharing. Think about that, friends. Hey, here's a fun fact. Disney Cruises went to Epstein Island. Epstein is a pedo. Disney has multiple pedo cases too. Disney owns ABC. ABC covers up Epstein's story. Get it right, guys. That's coming from In Pursuit of Truth. Please follow them. And from Liz Crokin. Not only did ABC News spike the Jeffrey Epstein story years ago, they're still actively covering up this story. They reported that Epstein's satanic temple on his island that had rape beds in it was a gym. How could Amy Robach, and any person work for a network that covers up the satanic ritual abuse of children? Thank you, 17, and Joe M, for bringing us the truth. Spread this everywhere. Fake news is the number one enemy of the children. Hashtag these people are sick. Absolutely. And we're seeing here, ABC News told us this was just a gym. This is just, hey guys, it's just a gym with dirty mattresses all over the place. Multiple mattresses. Oh my God. This was inside of the temple 17. This is what Liz is talking about. Fake news calls Epstein's Island temple a gym. Primary purpose of the article, a colorful building that some news reports have called the temple was actually a gym when Epstein worked out when he was on the island, Scully said, noting in an interview with ABC News that the gym had a memorable feature, a massive framed photo of a topless woman. How do you shape a story? Facts versus fiction. Think for yourself. Expand your thinking. ABC News says here, and this is just proof, guys. I'm just proving all of this to you. This is that what we get on these boards is very real. A colorful building that some news reports have called the, in quote, temple was actually a gym when Epstein worked out when he was on the island. This is what they do. They besmirch, they manipulate. From Joe M, pathetic, transparent, and blatant. The whole purpose of this article is to start a new fake news talking point that the child you know what and sacrifice temple on the Epstein Island was just a gym. Please, they are very stupid, but we the people are not. Hashtag sheep no more. And says here, hey, ABC News, why did you lie and say the Epstein temple was a gym when there are creepy, you-know-what beds inside? You were covering for child trafficking because your ranks are complicit. The people that are at the top levels are complicit with this thing, with these criminals, with these charges, with harming children. They are complicit in this, thus they can't have it leaked. And they went to this island. I guarantee you they went to this island, guys. And we're going to get to that. You'll see. It says here, just a reminder that this passed at ABC's editorial standards. A group of witches plans on placing a hex on newly appointed Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh this weekend. That was from 10/19/18. They're talking about witches placing a hex on a newly appointed Supreme Court judge. What are these people? They are demonic, guys. They are ran by the darkness. Now, I wanted to touch on this briefly about what took place yesterday about voter fraud. We see that every one of these, for the Secretary of State, for the Treasurer, for the Attorney General, for the Auditor, for the Commission of Agriculture, landslide voting right. But the position that matters very much was won by a Democrat, an extreme Democrat, a liberal, by almost 5,000 votes. I just don't see it. And I believe tonight when we watch the rally together, POTUS will talk about this. He'll comment on voter fraud because they know all, they see all, they have all. They know what's going on. We've got to go back to paper ballots is what I'm trying to tell you. And from Incunated ET, I refuse to believe this is anything but coordinated voter fraud being allowed to happen, so it has to cement voter ID laws and catch a bunch of people in a voting fraud trap. This is bullcrap. There's no way any of this is true referendum of Trump and MAGA. And as we can see here, it says here at the bottom, a senior at DNC official responds to the Bevin, Kentucky race, telling me it's a big effing deal. Trump spent big there and lost. And it says here, I am perpetually fascinated by Democrats winning municipal races in red states. This is how rebuilding happens. Both of these people are very left, you know. And did you know Democrats have won the city council majority in Columbus, Indiana, hometown of Vice President Pence and Congressman Pence, for the first time since 1981? They have not won these positions in over 30 years. What does this tell you, guys? Why is this happening? They're going to expose it, my friends. They really will expose voter fraud. Then we can see here, and this is proof. I'm proving it to you. Disney owns ABC. Disney's cruise ships went to Epstein Island. Disney's chairman, Richard Cook, the chairman, took trips on the Lolita Express, then was appointed to chairman. Disney's ABC squashed the Epstein story 3 years ago. 3 years ago, and here he is, guys. Richard Cook. And as you can see here, he has been there twice. Richard Cook, right there. Boom. Unbelievable, right? Unbelievable. This is what these people do. Richard Cook, promoted to chairman of the Walt Disney Studios, has been to Epstein Island twice and has flown on that plane. And it says here, from ABC News spikes the Epstein story, but airs 40-year-old hearsay against Brett Kavanaugh. What are their editorial standards? And DJ Trump Jr. says, I wonder why they would do that. I wonder why as well, my friend. And from James O'Keefe, why was Jeffrey Epstein being protected by ABC News executives? Who are the ABC News executives that spiked the story? What pressure was put on ABC News from the palace? Demand answers. EpsteinCoverup.com. And again, from Educating Liberals, ABC News had info about the you-know-what torturing kids on his island for 3 years ago and refused to notify the authorities. Why? Because it implicates everybody from Bill Clinton to Bill Gates to Prince Andrew and the very company that owns them, Disney. They need to be held liable, my friends. And guys, it's going to happen. It really will. It's coming out so fast. People are falling off of this lulled to sleep mindset. They're not in with it anymore. They're starting to see like these people are this sick. They're sick. They're hurting children, and they get off on it. They get some kind of satisfaction from this, some kind of reward for doing this. They're blackmailed, but they continue to do so because they're demonic. They're sick, twisted freaks. Guys, tonight, I'm telling you, from 7 to 8 o'clock p.m., we will be doing a live call-in show. We haven't done one in a while, obviously for reasons that are above me. I just couldn't, bring myself to do it from what I've been going through, but we're back. We're back in business thanks to God above, right? Also, tonight, the Trump rally, I will be streaming that. I believe it starts at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so we will just bleed in the live call-in show and go right into the rally, okay, my friends? It'll just be like last time, so tell everybody. You can comment. I'll be doing my little, I'll put some comments in there during the rally. It was a lot of fun. We had almost 3,000 people last time. Enjoy it. So please spread this video far and wide. If you found this video informative and you enjoyed it, would you please go ahead and subscribe to my channel? You can follow me on Twitter at TRUreporting. Don't forget to leave a like. You can donate to this channel and keep it afloat by going to my PayPal, Patreon, and Patreon people, I'm getting to you. I'm in the midst of it, doing it right now. Just be patient. I promise you will get a response from me. It'll be really cool. You can go to the P.O. Box, and you can also buy True Reporting merch. You are the lifeblood of this channel. My platform is your platform. Remember, tonight, guys, we will have a live call-in show and also the rally, so make sure to click that notification bell so you know when I go live, okay? I'll talk to you very soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.